Concept to creation, designing product modifications. A little about me. I am a senior CAD training specialist at KI, which is in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I've been here for 17 years, and but about 9 of those years have been using CET. I am married for 5 years with Justin, and we have a dog named Robin. My CET journey actually started in 2012. KI has an architectural wall team, and they have been using CET for quite some time, so I started learning the software along with the product. Around 2014, I did become the KI trainer for AutoCAD, so I did take a hiatus of using CET. And then in 2019, KI did pilot our first systems product in CET. And at that time, I took the official training through Configura, and I'm now part of the KI's QA team since 2020. Since Q2 of 2023, KI has launched more than 100 products, and we have considered ourselves complete. And then since then, I have trained more than 81 designers on the KI extension. The goal of this presentation is to make you feel more confident producing and modifying graphics in CET using stretch, copy, delete, detach, and unite. A little pop quiz. Edit graphics allows you to remove part information. True or false? That is true. Edit graphics allows you to add special information to an object. That is false. Edit graphics allows you to modify graphically properties of an object. That is true. Edit graphics, stretch. The first objective is to take a standard table that is 24 by 48, 29 inches high, to a size of 36 by 82 that is 32 inches high. The first item we're going to edit is the height. Within Edit Graphics, you will make editable and select your table. Once your table is editable, you will now be able to use anything within this menu. The first thing we're going to do is add a cut plane to stretch the height. A cut plane may or may not be needed depending on your graphic. For example, my table has an inner leg and an outer leg. I'm going to create the cut plane above the inner leg so the bottom leg does not stretch. To add a cut plane, you will select your entire objects, and on the left-hand side, you'll select cut plane. From here, you can change your access of that cut plane by typing tab and spacebar, and find the correct X, Y, or Z. I'm going to add that plane just right above that inner leg. While everything is still selected, you can then select stretch and ensure you are picking the red plane that is in the direction that you need to stretch. Select, start stretching, and then type in your new height, which is 32, and hit enter. The next set of stretching we're going to do is stretch the width. The width needs to be 82 inches. Ensure your objects are selected. Grab the stretch icon. Pick the position and the direction. Click and stretch your graphic and type in 82. The next task is stretching the depth. After evaluating the graphic, these post legs have a square plate. What I'm going to do is add a cut plane that's directly between those plates. If I did not add a cut plane, those square plates would also stretch. Grab cut plane, and switch the axis to the Y and try and get it in between those two square posts, and then select to place. Ensure everything is selected and grab the stretch icon. Still pick in the direction that you want to change the depth. Another feature is to use the tab button and tab all the way down and space bar to the center. If you use center, you'll be able to stretch the graphic from the middle out. Our new depth is now 36. Tab back up to the depth section, type in 36, and then hit enter. In this next section, we are going to talk about copying objects. The objective is to copy one leg to the center to add support for the now newly 82-inch wide surface. This is typically information that you would get from the manufacturer and the engineer involved. To copy a leg, we are first going to start by opening up the mesh dialog box at the top. Once this box is open, ensure that everything is deselected. Select one part of the leg and it will highlight as orange. The entire leg needs to be highlighted, including the casters and potentially any other 3Ds that encompass the leg. Looking at the mesh dialog box, you see the word mesh and you also see the word node. The word node is right above 4 meshes. The way I like to view meshes and nodes is like a little family. The mesh is like the children, and the node is like the parents of the family. Once you select the word node, it actually highlights the entire leg. From there, we're going to use the left-hand side, and right in the middle is a cut or copy. So you're going to select copy. It creates the same leg right on top of the previous leg. The leg now needs to move to the middle of the table. A way to do that is to select all of your objects by holding down the Control key and creating a window, and then using the Arrange pull-down menu and Align and Distribute. What this tool will do will move that center leg right in the middle. You're going to choose Align Vertical, and then the second to last is Align Horizontal. And if we take a look, CET placed that copy right in the middle of the desk. In this next section, we are going to talk about deleting objects, detaching objects, and moving objects. The goal of this next part is to remove 2 casters and replace with glides. The customer would like a wheelbarrow effect for this table. A tip that I have for all of you is to think about the manufacturer you're working with, and if they have a standard product that has the 3Ds that you need. For example, I would need glides. This table does offer glides. I would insert them right parallel with each other, and this will help when we detach and move. Ensure both of them are editable. Select Make Editable. Then the next step is deleting the casters. So there's 2 casters that are not needed. There is a delete button. Zoom in and select the caster to remove. Depending on how those 3Ds were set up, there might be multiple levels that you might need to delete. If I zoom in real close, it looks like a little ring also needs to be deleted. Once the casters are deleted, we are going to detach one of the glides from the other table. Open the mesh dialog box and select one part of the glide. Depending on how the 3Ds were created, you may have to select multiple meshes or the entire node. In this instance, I just need the one mesh. On the left-hand side, I'm going to click on Detach. Now the glide is separate from the entire table. The next step I would recommend is just deleting the table. We now need to move that glide in position. One way you can do that is select the glide and use the move tool on the left-hand side. The reason I had the other table snapped the way that I did is that was 48 inches wide. What we could do is use the move tool, select the glide, and use the arrow to position, and then type in 48. That was the width of that desk, and it moved over directly under the post leg. And then the next step I would recommend is hitting the letter A to copy. And if you did know the exact distance, definitely use that, or you could eyeball it. The last section to go over is to unite all of the graphics. To test if it has been united or not, you can simply grab the table and start moving. You'll notice that you have the leg and the two glides that are not part of the master table. So the last step will be to select all of your objects, and in the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to want to select Unite. For group 2, you're going to pick the name of the table from the manufacturer and select OK. By doing that, it'll keep all of the part information for that table. And as a reminder, this table is still standard in the bill of materials. Each manufacturer is different. You'll have to right-click and query, make product modification, and apply the information this way. Once that happens, the bill of materials will change and it knows it's not a standard part anymore. Thank you all very much, and if you need to contact me, here is my information, jennifer.burke@ki.com. And for anyone who needs a code for IDCEC, please scan the QR code on your screen. Thank you.